Hello and welcome to Tail on the Air. I'm Sean, the Fox in the Fedora, and we're here for another fun-filled, thrill-filled game of Champions RPG. For those of you who don't know, Champions is kind of like Dungeons & Dragons, only with superheroes, similar to the characters you'd find in Marvel or DC Comics. Now, instead of going by the traditional and very complicated RPG rules, yeah, I know there'll be those of you out there who'll be like, hey, they're not that complicated or whatnot, but just for our audience sakes and our contestants' sakes and especially my sake, I've extremely simplified the rules, which I'll get into in a bit. But hey, RPGs are what you make of them. Now then, on to the game. As it was explained in the new intro of the series, I will be known as Director Fox, and I will send various contestants, aka other heroes, on missions to save the world, or something along those lines. The rules for this RPG have been simplified to dice rolls and improv. Now there is a set ending that the contestants are trying to get to, and I will help steer them to that ending, but the rest of the game is a combination of their imagination and mine. As the game master, I can accept or reject a path they want to take or an idea they have, but one way or another, the contestants/heroes have to abide by the dice. For the contestants, if they roll an odd number, they fail. An even number, they succeed. Our contestants each have 3 lives and 4 hit points per life. The hit points cannot be taken away if they, example, miss a bus they had to get on or something. The hit points can be taken away if the bus is dropped on top of them. Lose the 4 hit points, you lose a life. Lose all 3 lives, and you're out of the game. If both contestants lose, the villain wins. Now, without further ado, since all our contestants created their own superheroes for this season, let's hear from the 2 we have on today. Contestant number 1, can you please tell us who you are, the name and origin of your hero, their powers and weaknesses?
Hello, I'm Skywolf, and my character is called the Silver Fang, or Experiment 4129B. She was created by the Nighthawk Corporation, or the KHC, who were commissioned by an evil corporation to create superhumans spliced with that of animals. 4129B, or Silver as she's referred to, and she's created through mutated cells of humans with that of a wolf, along with some other enhancements, such as enhanced cell repair, speed, and super strength and senses, etc. She was made into a lean, mean fighting machine and assassin. She appears as a pale grey wolf with human stature and long silver hair. As a child, she was raised to think the outside world was bad, and that the ideas of the corporation was to make the world a better place. She was used on very high-end assassinations, and she was very good at what she did, earning her the name the Silver Fang. She was the perfect weapon for them to use for their wrongdoings, and managed to eradicate quite a few threats. The KHC used her very often to go on hits, and rid them of those who stood in their way. However, on one of her missions to Europe, to kill a family, her thoughts were put to shreds. She realised she was a monster. Furious and confused, she lashed out at her captors, killing multiple of them, and bolted into the woodland area around the base where she had lived her entire life. All alone and unsure of what to do, she wandered aimlessly. Eventually she collapsed, but luckily a scientist found her and took her in. She was half-starved and exhausted from all the time on the run. He helped her through a very hard time, giving her real information about the world and that the corporation that she had lived with was feeding her lies her entire life. He helped to train or tame her wild impulses for approximately about 5 years. Within that time, he gave her a name. That was Tara Thorn, who she would appear to the world as when she had a certain device on her wrist, which allowed her to appear as human. She doesn't use it very often, but he thought it was a very good way of keeping her safe. However, one wintry night, when she was off in the woods collecting meat and training for herself, the corporation found the scientist. After he refused to give Silver to them, they killed him. The scientist had connections with other organizations, including the Pack. With his last dying wish, he requested that Silva should join them. All alone again, but not without purpose now. Her goal? To avenge her mentor and end the terror of her creators. She is generally a well-balanced and somewhat friendly, but only once she gets to know someone. But at first she appears extremely antisocial and rather harsh to those around her. She is rather empathetic, which comes from her wolf part, and is very loyal and reliable. Until she goes wild. Now for her powers and abilities. With enhanced agility, speed, night vision, advanced healing, super senses, the ability to change her appearance using the watch that the scientist gave her, she is also very skilled in knife and gun fighting style, as well as the martial arts, but she prefers to use fist on fist or claw and teeth to fight. Her weaknesses. Although she has advanced healing on herself, she is not immortal and can be killed if injured for a prolonged period of time or has a fatal blow. She has wild tendencies, and sometimes can go mad if unfocused for a period of time or the behaviour is induced. Within this time she is very unpredictable and extremely dangerous to all around her, even teammates.
Contestant number 2. Introduce yourself, your hero, their origin, powers, and weaknesses.
This is Edward James, here to tell you the origin story of Pungardian. From birth, Pungardian was a troublesome child. 12 hours his mother helped try to get him into this world. And after those 12 hours, the parents, fed up with the struggle, decided to turn to exorcism. This was not the brightest idea. In fact, even though it got Pungardian into this world, it also gave him dark magic. Not harmful dark magic, not maliciously used dark magic, but troublesome and annoying dark magic. For the first 5 years, things were simple. Pungardian would want a pacifier, an endless supply of milk, or a teddy bear that could hug him back. And these were cute and somewhat harmless. But once he turned 10, his parents could no longer deal with him and left him on his own. This was not a problem, for in his complexity and his grasp of the complexity of humor, he was able to tongue-in-cheek feed himself, clothe himself, be able to support himself so much they ended up getting a cane at 12 years old. Now, a cane, why, you ask? He would want a cane because after every conjuring, it would weaken him and make him look emaciated. Yes, for all this great power, he has limits. But what limits could you have with humor as dry and as tongue-in-cheek as his? This is Pungardian.
Okay. Greetings, Silver Fang and Pungardian. Here's your mission. This is President Ikena Ture, current leader of the African nation of Nahambane. Since he took office, he and the people of Nahambane, along with several other African nations nearby, have been constantly threatened by their neighbor, the country of Lugindu. Since 2 years ago, Lugindu has been under the control of a man named Joseph Otenga. Once considered an enemy of the people of Lugindu, and many of the nations of Africa, he is now President for Life, as they call it. Now, we're not entirely sure how he was able to come to power so quickly. One moment he is a radical as bad as Coney, then the next he's sitting in the Lugindian presidential palace with an army behind him, and the people forced to bow to his every whim. There are reports that vary, and even some legends that say he was able to take over with some kind of powerful magic. While we can neither confirm nor deny this, the fact of the matter is that President Ture fears that Otenga is planning something big, and the United States and our allies may need to step in if things get out of hand. That is why President Ture and some of his staff will be arriving in Washington, D.C. in a few days. With the Metatron case still cold, and the Malvin ordeal taken care of, I am sending you two to keep President Ture and his daughter Rudo safe. From what some of our agents tell us, someone here in the States has it out for Ture, and we suspect their paycheck is coming from Otenga. I need you to be there when their plane lands, and to never let Ture or his daughter out of your sight, or let them go anywhere without a protective unit. You are to report to Teray's Chief of Staff, Motobu, the minute they arrive. Mr. Motobu will then aid you by giving you a layout of the Nahambian embassy and whatever else you need. This includes temporary command over the embassy guards as well. The visit will be kept short as Teray needs to return to Nahambain as soon as possible, so keep a close eye out for anything suspicious and let's hope this goes well. If anything, we might be able to help the Nahambian stop Otanga for good if push comes to shove. Anyway, good luck, and be ready for anything. Okay, you got that?
Yes, I did.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so, the two of you head over to well, first you head over to Washington, D.C., so you travel there. The road trip was interesting.
Very uncomfortable.
I sort of had miscommunication with my in-flight meal, but otherwise it was fine.
It went everywhere.
Don't ask.
You arrive at the airport where President Teray and his daughter and the Chief of Staff are to meet you. The plane lands safely, and you are greeted by the Chief of Staff, Ue Motobu. In private, Motobu goes over the embassy layout with you. First of all, you two will only have to worry about the 5th floor, where President Teray and his daughter's rooms are. There is only one hallway there, lined with cameras, 2 bedrooms with windows that are securely locked and have alarms attached to them, and a security room that can lock down the entire floor if necessary. You two will be located in the security room all night.
What? You're putting me in a box with him.
Pretty much, yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
Is this why you put that shock collar on me?
Well, just precautions, I guess. But, no. So, as I told you before, your mission is to make sure that whoever this so-called assassin is, they don't succeed. So, with that, you join Motobu, President Teray, and Rudo in their motorcade, and it turns out there's a short but unscheduled stop along the way to the embassy. As it turns out, Rudo has been asking your dad constantly for a pet. Looks like he finally gave in and stopped at a pet shop mentioned by a flight attendant on the way over to the States. Anyway, Rudo, her father, you guys, and their security team walk out of the pet store with a fluffy white bunny, and you all drive to the embassy.
Kids should not have pets. It's not a good idea.
I don't know. I had to carry a lucky rabbit's foot here and there to keep my luck in favor. Unfortunately, when I tried to accompany her into the store, I mentioned it. Unfortunately, one of the rabbits lost their feet, and it was not a pleasant sight, so I stayed outside.
Yeah, I got the bill for that, by the way.
Can I pay you next week?
Don't worry about it. Just make sure everything goes okay and we catch this assassin.
An assassin. Silver Fang, I think we can handle this. We can probably take a stab at it. I just conjured a random knife. I think you can find this useful.
Watch the puns!
Don't worry, I'll keep it safe, Director.
It is now midnight at the embassy, and this is when you two are to take your shift. It goes until 7 a.m.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Okay, so you're both in the security room. Alright, so far things are pretty quiet. Not seeing anything on the monitors. Cameras are okay. You know that the Nahambian president is in his room, and his daughter Rudo is in her room with her pet rabbit. The night goes on. It's now about 2:30. Things have been slow, kind of boring, quiet. You can hear the crickets from outside. Is this assassin ever going to show up?
Well, it's a good thing if it doesn't show up. Means that the cleaning crew are going to have an easy morning.
Suddenly, you hear the elevator ding.
Oh my, who could that be?
You look on one of the monitors, the camera facing the stairwell and elevator, and out from the elevator comes just one of the embassy guards, probably doing one of his rounds.
I will say they dress better than I do.
So he, the embassy guard, walks past two of the cameras, heading down the hallway that leads to the chamber doors, the bedroom doors. When suddenly, you hear a loud banging sound, like somebody's trying to bash down a door.
What was that?
It wasn't me. I don't think. Maybe?
Alright, so what do you want to do? It's out of the camera's viewpoint, so you can't turn the camera towards where the crash came from, which also happens to be where the embassy guard went.
Maybe we should check it out.
Alright, so what do you want to do? Do you want to both go check it out?
Yes.
He should stay here, and I will go check it out, because I have better senses if the lights are out.
Silverfang, are you sure you should go? I mean...
You stay here and keep an eye on the monitors. And are we rigged up with communication devices between each other?
Everybody has communication devices.
Then if anything happens, I can come running to save you.
Save me? Me?
You want to hurry up? This could be bad.
Go.
I'm gonna go check it out, and he's gonna stay here.
Right, when you get back, I'll give you a doggy treat. I mean, bye.
Right.
Alright, so the Silver Fang heads out, quickly races around the corner, and sees the embassy guard actually trying to burst down the door to President Teray's room.
That's not good.
No, it's not. Okay, so what do you want to do?
I will tackle him to the ground, so I don't hurt him, but obviously then I can question him at a later date.
Okay, rolling for tackle. It's a 20! Alright, so you were successful in tackling the guard to the ground, and now what are you going to do now that you have him pinned to the ground?
I will take him into the security office, and we will restrain him.
Okay, let me roll just to make sure everything's good there. Yep, it's a 2, no problem. So you get him back to the security room, you sit him down in one of the chairs, and apparently he was a bit dazed from the tackle, and he's starting to regain, I guess, consciousness. So, I mean, he wasn't unconscious, but he was just a little, as I said, a bit dazed. So, what would you like to ask him?
If he knows any information about the assassination.
Okay, rolling for that. It's a 9. The guard looks at you and says, "What? What assassination? Why am I up here on the 5th floor?"
Pun Guardian?
You are here because...
No, ask him a question.
Oh. Okay. Well, since you will not cooperate with, Silverfang over there, let me have a chance. So, who sent you?
The embassy guard says he doesn't know what you're talking about. To reiterate what he said originally, he doesn't even remember coming to this floor. He's assigned to floor 3. He's not even supposed to be up here.
Oh, you are a sneaky rat. Oh, now I just turned him into a rat.
Good job!
Oh,
I don't think we'll be getting any more information out of him. Unless, you want to know his calorie count. I think he's part of your list of diets.
is there not a pun in your vocabulary that can turn him back?
I suppose one would probably be humane. There we go. Humane. That worked.
Okay, so, anything else you'd like to ask the somewhat still dazed guard?
I can't think of anything else. He doesn't seem to legitimately know.
One more roll. It's a 7. Suddenly, the guard jumps up, goes for his gun, and tries to shoot one of you. Rolling to see if he's a good shot. He's aiming for Silverfang. It's a 12. Enemies that get evens means that he missed.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to tackle him and restrain him again.
Okay, going for another tackle. It's a 14!
I'm good at this.
Alright, so you tackle him to the ground again. Pun Guardian, what do you want to do? Anything?
You know what? Even though you're half wolf, I think this boy should be muzzled. Muzzle on his face. Haha, perfect.
Okay, cool. Now then, what would you like to do now?
I think keep him restrained in this security office because we can lock the door until we know further information because he's clearly...
Wait, Silverfang, have we checked his pockets?
You want to search him for information?
Yes, I do.
So you want to make sure that this guard is actually a guard here?
Yes, of course.
Okay, we will roll for that. It's a 6. You find proper ID. He definitely works here.
So he's clearly under some sort of control from an external source. So I do believe keeping him restrained in this office, which we can lock, is the best for his safety and the president's. Would you not agree?
Yes, and it's very good to keep him in here because the less people know that this happened, the better. This may be an inside job. Oh, and thankfully nothing happened because we're already inside. Good.
I dread to find out what would have happened next. Anyway, so you guys and the captured security guard wait a few more hours. It is now 4:30 a.m. Almost there. And so far all quiet. Nothing else happening. Suddenly, you hear an alarm go off. It's one of the window alarms. Sounds like somebody's trying to break in through one of the windows on this floor.
I don't think they serve breakfast by airfare or delivery by owl, so someone must be breaking in that window.
You look on the computer screen, and it says that one of the windows in President Teray's room is being opened.
Let's get to his room right now.
Right, let's lock the door behind us, though, so the security guard can't escape.
Okay, so you lock the security room door, you race to Teray's room, and you find the door locked.
Oh dear. If only we had the key.
Let me roll. And it's a 7. No, afraid you don't have the key. So would you like to try breaking it down, Silverfang?
I will try kicking it down, yes.
Kicking door down, here we go. That's a strong door, 13.
Ouch!
Silverfang, what do we do? I don't know any sort of wordplay for this lock.
I could use one of the knives that I have to try and jammy the door open.
Yes, use the one I gave you. It's conjured, so it has some magical properties that may override the lock no matter where you turn.
Let's try that.
Okay, here we go. It's a 14! Okay, so that one definitely worked. Thank you, Pun Guardian.
Haha!
Okay, so you open the door, and you find President Teray at the window, and it looks like he's about to jump!
I'll lunge and try and grab him before he does.
Okay, here we go. 20. Alright, you grabbed him just in time.
Phew.
Alright. So, as you pull him back into the room, you see that he's just like the embassy guard. He, too, is a bit dazed. President Teray comes to, and he's like, What am I doing by the window? What are you guys doing in here?
We are your guardians. Well, I'm a guardian. She's...
Choose your words carefully, Pun Guardian.
She's special.
Well, okay. So, President Teray asks what happened. He doesn't remember anything. He just remembers going to bed, and then suddenly you guys were here grabbing him, and the window was open. What can you guys surmise from all this?
There is obviously an outside source that's controlling the minds of people inside the embassy.
Okay. If the assassin is some kind of mind controller, why didn't the mind controller just start with the whole jump out the window thing? Why start with an embassy guard? That also brings the question, why not just try to mind control you two?
Maybe this inquires some further investigation. Maybe I should use my super sense of smell to see if I can smell anything that's out of the ordinary.
Okay, we will roll for that. It's a 13. Nothing out of the ordinary. You smell everything you've smelled before.
So then it's definitely someone inside the building already.
Now let me be clear to point this out. If it is a mind controller, I should also let you know that there are different levels of mind controllers. Sometimes there are people out there with extraordinary abilities to the point that they can control whole cities with just a little bit of strain on their own mind. And then there are some that aren't that good and can maybe control one or two people, but it usually takes a lot of effort. So depending on what kind of mind controller you're dealing with, is probably why certain things have happened the way they have happened.
Well, we can't be sure how the mind control's working on everyone but us. But I will admit we are a little different from everyone else, so it's probably harder to control. I can't imagine someone trying to mind control me because they would probably just cringe at the ridiculous wordplay going in my head. And as for you, you are a strong and independent person, and I'm lucky to have you as a teammate, I think.
You're welcome.
Well then, okay, so now what are you gonna do? It's about 4:40 now.
Maybe we should check on the guard to make sure he's not somehow escaped.
Okay, so you head back to the security room, and you find it's still locked. So you unlock it, you go inside, security guard is still in there. So no problems there. Alright, so you go back to watching carefully, making sure that nobody triggers any more alarms, or there's no more people coming up the elevator or up the stairway. And so far it's looking pretty good. In fact, the night goes on and you get to 7 a.m. and it doesn't seem like anything out of the ordinary happened. So, what do you know? Seems like everything went smoothly. No assassin showed up, aside from the hints that the assassin tried. So, okay. Now what are you going to do?
Maybe go check on our watches.
Okay, so rolling for President Teray first. Let's see how he's doing this morning. It's a 4. He's just fine. He's waking up and he's going to get ready to head on out for his important meeting today.
I'm a little concerned. I haven't heard a peep out of Rudo. I should go check on her. Stay here, Silver Fang.
Okay, checking on Teray's daughter. Here we go. 9. She's missing.
Silver Fang, where is his daughter?
Oh, this... Oh.
On the back of the door, you find a ransom note.
Darn, I should have picked up on this.
And the ransom note says that if you want to see Rudo alive again, you will bring President Teray to a specific location here in the city at noon.
Silver Fang, is this in a child's handwriting or an adult's?
It wasn't a necessity for me to learn to read into handwriting.
You can't read?
Of course I can read. But why would I be able to decipher someone's handwriting?
Well, if this is written in a child's handwriting, that means Rudo may have been controlled and may have left herself. But if it's an adult's, she clearly was kidnapped by someone, which would be weird considering your sense of smell should have picked up someone.
I will smell the paper to see if it smells like her.
Okay, rolling. It's a 16. Yeah, it's got just her scent on it, and oddly enough, nobody else's.
Very strange.
Another question is, how did the assassin slash kidnapper get her out of the room? You didn't hear any other alarms go off.
Maybe when we were dilly-dallying in Touray's room.
Ah, okay.
That's when the assassin did it.
Let's go check the security room again, and this time rewind that night to basically when the alarm went off, and see if while you guys were in Tere's room, if the alarm wasn't also going off in Rudo's room. Alright, so the two of you go back, you rewind, and sure enough, a short time after you guys had left to go check on Tere's room, in fact, while you were trying to bust down the door, Rudo's room, the windows lit up on the control panel, signifying that they were open as well.
We should have checked both rooms last night.
Yes, we should have.
But now here's another question for you. The only way to open those windows was, of course, by opening them from the inside. Now, that wouldn't be a problem because if Rudo was somehow mind-controlled like her dad or the embassy guard, that's a dead giveaway how that happened. But how did that child get down 5 floors?
Silverfang, did you know the fire escape was in her room's window?
Was it really?
Yes, there are stairs against her window.
Now, there's also one other thing off about this room. Can you tell me what that is?
Is the bunny missing?
The bunny is missing too. So, what now?
Do you think we should alert the entire team and tell them all to go out looking for her?
No, I'm not going to be renowned as the failure. I say we go looking for the girl.
Very well. And as you leave the room, you then notice something on one of the dressers there. It is actually a kind of license slash, proof of ownership for the rabbit. It comes from a pet shop here in DC called Fluffy's Pet Shop.
Do you think her stop at the pet shop had anything to do with this?
I would have no idea. It's a rabbit. It's a bunny. What's a bunny gonna do? I've eaten bunnies for breakfast. They're stupid things.
No, but who saw her go into the pet shop?
Oh, maybe you should go and see if the pet shop saw anything.
Right. Let's go inquire to the pet shop.
Okay, so the two of you head downtown to Fluffy's Pet Shop. It is run by a middle-aged woman named Felicia Morgan, though she goes by Fluffy Morgan. So you enter, she's in a very kind of bubbly mood, and she greets you, and she wants to know if she can help you with anything.
I have a question for her.
Yep.
Who else worked here?
Who else worked here? Rolling. It's an 18. Just her. Well, also her late husband, who passed away about 2 years ago. But it's pretty much just been her, because she loves animals.
Did you, perhaps, start talking about your special guest you had when she came to buy the rabbit? To friends? To people sitting around you?
Rolling. It's a 16. Nope. Didn't really tell anybody about special guest. I mean, she gets all kinds of customers here in DC, just regular people, sometimes politicians, sons, daughters, or just politicians in general come in to buy pets, you name it.
Well, it seems our work here has been uneventful, unless you'd like to buy a hairbrush for that hair of yours.
I think he's trying to tell you something, Silverfang.
He can keep it to himself, can't he?
Before you go, is there anything else you'd like to do here?
I can't use my sense of smell in his pet shop. It's too overwhelming with all the critters. Yes.
Would you like to take a look around, maybe? See if...
Yes, maybe the back room or something would...
All right, let's see if Fluffy Morgan here lets you take a look around. It's a 2. She is more than happy to let you see the back of the shop.
Well, aren't you accommodating?
So you head into the back of the shop, and thankfully it's a little less messy on your nose there.
Describe the layout of the back of the pet shop.
Okay, so we've got here basically a bunch of shelves, and there's a back door. On the shelves are things like different types of pet food and whatnot. You've got a bathroom and a door leading into what's probably like a small cellar for the pet shop.
Pun Guardian?
I don't know. This is more your territory.
I will check out the cellar.
Okay, let's see if Fluffy Morgan lets you go down in the cellar. It's a 14. You are allowed to go down into the cellar. Okay, so you head down into the cellar, and...
Please don't be an exorcism in the room. Please don't be an exorcism in the room. Please don't be an exorcism in the room.
No, but Silver Fang, you got a 16. You smell something. And it's not a pleasant smell. It's a rotting smell.
Oh, no.
You follow the smell. Fluffy Morgan is behind you, and she's looking at you kind of like, where are you going? You follow the smell to a sewage drain, which is, I guess is to prevent the basement from flooding if there's ever like a heavy downpour or whatnot. You rip open the grating, and you see the corpse of Fluffy Morgan.
What?
Fluffy Morgan, that was behind you, is now running the opposite direction.
Well, I'm obviously gonna chase her.
Okay, let's chase. Here we go.
Wait, I can't run as fast as you.
15. Fluffy Morgan was able to make it out of the building. She's locked the door behind her.
Darn it.
All right, are you going to continue the chase?
Yep.
Okay. Rolling for Silver Fang.
I'm going to try and punch the door in.
It's a 4. You punch right through the door and unlock it from the other side. All right, so the both of you now continue the chase. And there's only one way Fluffy Morgan, or this fake Fluffy Morgan, could have run. Right down the alleyway out into the street. Hopefully you're not too far behind. You run out into the street, and you've lost her.
Maybe I can track it down.
No. Your nose has suffered a lot of smells from that pet shop.
My nose is fine.
But you could be confused. I can make this very simple. Surely she hasn't gone...
No!
But
No.
But I was just going to suggest that I get myself into the air so I got an aerial view. So I can spot her.
Won't that hurt when you return to the ground?
Well, if I word it correctly, I will be fine.
Okay, rolling for a pun. That's a different one. It's a 10.
Let me spring into action! Haha! Springs for legs! I'm going up into the air!
And as Pun Guardian gets high enough, he sees...
She's going past the nearest Starbucks! Haha!
Okay, so Pun Guardian crashes back down onto the sidewalk.
And I leg it after Fluffy.
Okay, so you're now chasing after Fluffy. You make it to the Starbucks that Pun Guardian was referring to, and you try to get a scent. Rolling for a hopeful scent. It's a 4. You pick up the scent. It's heading into the alleyway next to the Starbucks. You head into the alleyway, and instead you come face to face with a cop.
Okay. I'll ask him if he's seen a woman matches Morgan's description.
Rolling. 19. Unfortunately, he has not seen Fluffy Morgan or the person that you identify run by here.
I'm not liking this. Maybe I should check his scent.
Okay, let's see if he's good with that. It's a 7. The cop tells you to beat it. Superhero or no superhero, this cop claims he's actually on the watch for someone, and you're in his way.
Maybe I should go find Pun Guardian.
Okay, so you're going to go back and find Pun Guardian. Alright, hey Pun Guardian, where are you hanging out right now?
I am trying to, while wincing, cast a spell to appear right by Silverfang's side.
Okay. It's a 19, you can't think of anything. Looks like you're going to have to run.
Maybe I can have a coffee whilst I wait.
Okay, yes. So Silverfang is having a coffee now, and Pun Guardian finally shows up.
Thank God for this staff. I had to use it to prop myself up as I walked over here. Did you find her?
No, unfortunately I did not. Came up as a dead end.
Do you mean that you killed her? Or the other kind of dead end?
The other kind of... What?
Okay, you take a look at your watches there, and you notice that it is 11:30.
We need to head to the rendezvous point.
Alright, so you both head over to the rendezvous point, and of course President Teray, being one who cares immensely for his daughter, has agreed to come with you. And nearby, of course, Mr. Motobu has set up some guards. So you guys and Teray enter the little alleyway there, which is pretty away from anybody else, any civilians. It's a pretty isolated alleyway there. And you wait, you look at your watches, it hits 12, and suddenly out from a nearby door comes just Rudo.
Rudo, you're alive! I mean, of course you're alive. You're okay!
Rudo then begins speaking. She demands that her father walk into the door that she just came out of.
Silverfang, should we let him do this?
I wouldn't imagine it would be a very good idea. And I doubt diplomatic issues will resolve themselves if Ture was to be assassinated on our watch.
What are you going to do?
Maybe I should try and sneak in.
Okay, so Silverfang is going to try and sneak into the building and hopefully come up behind whoever's waiting for President Teray in the building. Okay, here we go. Rolling. And it's a 12. Okay, you're successful in sneaking into the building. And you make it down to the alleyway door. And in that room you find nobody.
Silverfang, have you found anyone?
Negative, it's empty.
What are you gonna do? Rudo seems to be getting impatient, as if somebody has mind-controlled her, and is speaking through her.
She isn't holding anything, is she?
She is holding the rabbit.
This makes no sense. Alright, I will vacate the building.
Okay, so you're back with Pun Guardian now. Rudo, or at least the assassin speaking through her, is definitely getting upset now. Noticing Silver coming out of the building, she demands President Teray step forward, or she will greatly and slowly harm herself.
No, this cannot happen. This cannot happen.
So President Teray has decided to go forward.
How can you be so calm, Silverfang? I need to cast another spell.
I'm thinking... This is not good.
President Teray is adamant about saving his daughter. So you watch as President Teray goes over to his daughter, when suddenly the daughter pulls out a knife.
I have to tackle a child. Or maybe, Pun Guardian, you can disarm her somehow. Not literally disarm her. That would not be a good idea.
Yes, probably not. Oh, come on. I must cast a spell. Yes, that's gotta be it. Go.
Here we go. Rolling. Oh boy, this one's the tense episode. Alright, here we go. It's a 12.
Yes, I've done it. Rest well, flower child. And bags of flour drop all over you.
Wow. Really? Really?
Yes, because I think we are dealing with someone from the next plane.
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, if not, at least the flour has made her slip and fall over.
Okay, so I will confirm that. There is no ghost. The flower doesn't reveal any invisible person. But
I'm not afraid of no ghost.
thank you for the reference. And the knife falls out of Rudo's hand, and President Ture actually quickly kicks it away. Now all the clues come into play. The undetectable mind controller, the fake Fluffy Morgan, the one thing that has been present since the mind controlling started. And I should probably mention that thing I'm talking about is now trying to make a run for it.
Maybe I should go try and catch it.
You're going to try and catch the bunny.
I'm not gonna try and hurt it. I'll just catch it.
Okay, she's going for the bunny. We got a bun on the run. It's an 18. You are successful in catching the bunny.
Come here, you little thing.
One more roll. I rolled for the bunny just now. It got a 17. Which means, Silver Fang, you suddenly start getting a massive headache.
Ah!
Which means, one more roll. It's a 16. Okay, which means you drop the bunny before it can really do any damage. So you didn't lose any life, by the way, since we haven't had any real life-threatening situations for you guys so far. Congratulations on making it this far with all your health bars intact. All right, so the bunny is now getting away because you dropped it. What are you gonna do, Pun Guardian?
If I can't touch that rabbit, I will just catch in a trap.
Okay. I'm going to roll for one of your puns. It's a 17. You couldn't think of anything. Bunny's getting away.
Ah.
Punk Guardian, you're gonna have to go after it. I can't.
But, oh, right! I still have my spring shoes. I'll just run forward. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Okay, so now you're hopping after the hopping bunny.
There's an image.
Good job. Nice thinking outside the box there. Let's roll for that. Yeah, it's a 1.
Darn it.
Would you like to try anything else?
Maybe we should try and corner it. You try and spring ahead of it and chase it towards me so I can catch it again. Down an alleyway.
I will try to spring ahead of it. In fact, I will try and leapfrog ahead of it.
Okay, going for a leap. It's an 18.
Turned into a frog.
You turned into a frog.
Yes! Aha! I've cornered you, bunny.
Try not to croak.
This is a very interesting day. Okay, so now, instead of running the other way, one more roll. The bunny is actually not sure what to make of you. It's just kind of stopped, and it's like, kind of like tilting its head at you like, what? Am I you were human. What? You know, so. Alright, Silver Fang, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna use his distraction as a means to try and catch up to the bunny.
Okay, so you've caught up. We'll just say that. So, okay, so you've cornered the bunny, both of you. Okay, I'm gonna roll for the bunny. It's a 3. It now uses its hind legs to kick Pun Guardian in the face.
Ow!
That's a minus 25 for Pun Guardian.
That hurt.
Maybe I should try and maim it so it can't move very far.
Oh, okay, going for that. Alright. And it's a 20. You are successful.
You are going to replace that rabbit.
It just kicked you in the face.
The bunny is hurt. It's just not as fast now, so what are you going to do now?
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my frog tongue and catch it.
Okay, so rolling for that. It's a 4. You are now sticking to the back of the rabbit.
If the rabbit has never been washed.
and you are now being dragged behind it.
Help! Help!
I'm gonna have to go after him, aren't I?
At least you don't have trouble finding me. At least drowning bandits have frogs dangling from the...
Right, I'm gonna chase after them.
And you better hurry, they're heading for an intersection. And I know DC traffic. Okay, here we go. It's a 16! You're able to grab both the bunny and Pun Guardian.
Fang, you can't buy me some mouthwash.
You're the one that turned yourself into a frog, so it's your problem.
Okay, but now you've got the bunny, and you remember what happened last time. So, Silverfang, what are you gonna do? And think quick, that thing might use its powers on you again.
Punguardian, can you conjure up a cage so I can put the bunny in?
I'll try. Alright, here we go.
Rolling. It's an 18!
Aha! I once applied to be a lawyer, and I passed the bar. Ha! A barred cage around the rabbit.
Okay, so the rabbit is now in a cage, but one more roll. It's a 17. It's still using its psychic powers on Silverfang, which definitely hurts.
Ow!
You've got to find a way to stop that bunny.
Can I just eat it?
Silverfang, can you resist?
We'll find out. It's a 6! You quickly toss the caged bunny into a trash can. Most of the impact knocks the bunny unconscious, and then the trash can explodes! In the bunny's place is a woman. You recognize this woman from files back at HQ. This is Sandra Chang, aka Warmonger, a top assassin from the same group of assassins that Warpath came from, and known to have fairly strong mind-controlling abilities. Wanted in multiple countries for various hits, and now the attempted assassination of President Ture and the kidnapping of his daughter. Before she can make another move, you knock Warmonger out, and then CIA agents show up to slap the handcuffs on her, as well as a Nero inhibitor so she can't mind control anybody else. Later at a secure location, I arrive, along with you guys and some top agents of the CIA nearby. In the interrogation room, I ask Chang who hired her. Chang, impatient to just get carted off to a cell and knowing she won't get paid for failure, will happily give us names. If we can protect her and cut a deal. After some negotiation, we all come to an agreement of sorts, and she tells us all. She was transformed into a rabbit by Joseph Otenga, who, like certain rumors had it, has some kind of magical ability. She knows nothing more of his powers other than being transformed in a flash the second she signed the agreement. But the preliminary paycheck to assassinate President Ture was not signed by Otenga. It was signed by a business partner of his who was also present at the time. Dr. Roland Kenyon. So with that, game set. All right, let's take a look at the score here. Silverfang, congratulations, you have won, and you are the first contestant, again, because the story was structured as it was, to make sure that all of your life bars remained intact. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Did you expect anything different?
And with that, next episode, more craziness. What else did you expect? Until then, bye!
Bye-bye.
Where's my chew toy?
Thank you for watching Tail in the Air, the Characters in World of the Champions RPG are owned by their respective owners. The characters created by our contestants are owned solely by the contestants. The Fox and the Fedora, Tail in the Air, and Director Fox are all owned by Sean Basinger, No Sense Entertainment, and Z Media Productions. All rights reserved. Also on a special note, and just to let you guys know, I'm going to be co-producing a documentary for a film festival coming up in May of 2016. Unlike my previous projects here on YouTube, however, this project is going to require some funding in order to make it look the best it can. So, my partner and I have started a GoFundMe. If you can, please help us out by donating any amount. It will be greatly appreciated, and all those who donate will receive a credit in the end credits. Just let us know how you want to be credited by leaving us a message here on this video, the next video, or however you'd like. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.